Hey guys, Ed here bringing you part 5 of What If Deku Was a Reincarnation of Link. For the fans of the series, I'm going to add some Easter eggs and references to as many titles as I can. And for those who have seen my recent poll, this month I'll be taking off, because I have some stuff to take care of. And in June, I will pick up with the Archer series. That said, let's get into it.
Fearless.
Where we last left off, after returning the light to Ardona and Pharaon, all that was left was Eldon. As the trio were looking for the insects, their efforts were starting to get noticed by the media. The trio were on their way to some of the insects. They stumbled upon a cave, which some insects were seen entering. Momo looked at Izuku concerned, and they stopped to contemplate. Midna would say, "What's the hold up, you two?" They glanced at Midna and went back to contemplating. Midna, annoyed, would say, "Did you two just ignore me? Stop blabbering, get off your lazy asses. The insect went inside that cave." The two looked at her with annoyance, and Midna would say, "Fine, take a break if you two have to. But hurry up, we don't got time to waste." As Midna started to relax on Izuku's back, Momo and Izuku continued. Izuku would say, "Can't she even feel the heat coming from off that cave?" Momo would say, "So, how are we going to enter that cave?" Izuku would say, "We could get ourselves wet in that lake over there. That could slow the process of heating up. But we need to stay hydrated." Momo would say, "I can make us some water bottles." Izuku would say, "And how are we supposed to open them without hands?" Momo would say, "You're right. How about a bucket?" Momo made a bucket, and Izuku carried it in his mouth as he went to fill it and getting wet alongside Momo, but surprising Midna. Midna was annoyed and scolded the two, only for her to realize why they did it. With that out of the way, they ventured into the cave, and after a while venturing, they came across people, so Izuku used his sense to see what was going on. Only to be surprised. Where did those blasted insects go? They went inside the mine. The chief won't be happy to hear that. Do you think it's the humans attacking? Impossible. It's been over 1,000 years after winning the war with the evil Gerudo King. Gorons and humans from Hyrule last spoke. What about Big Brother Link? He's deep inside the mine fighting Volvagia. Well, Big Brother Link is the bravest and strongest of us all, and Darmani is with him, so I'm sure they'll take care of it." Midna snapped back into reality. She would say, "What is it this time? The insects are straight ahead." The duo looked at Midna annoyingly as they went forward. As they were walking, Momo looked at Izuku and she would say, "What were those things?" Izuku would say, "I have no idea. Let's hurry up and do what we got to." The trio ventured deeper into the cave and they found and destroyed 2 insects, as the third went deeper into the cave, annoying Izuku and Momo, for they could barely stand the heat. They managed to catch up to the third one, but as the last insect was nowhere to be seen, Momo would say, "Is that all of them?" Izuku would say, "No, there's still one more somewhere." Momo would say, "Do you think it went further?" Izuku would say, "Not sure. It's getting kinda hot in here." Momo would say, "Do you think we missed one on our way here?" Izuku would say, "Well, let's see what Midna has to say about it." Izuku and Momo look at Midna. Midna would say, "What does that look for?" Izuku looked at her annoyance. Fine, I get it. The last insect, right?" Izuku nodded. Midna scratching her chin, she would say, "I believe it's above us." Izuku and Momo tilted their head. Midna would say, "We're quite deep underground, so it should be outside this cave, above our general location. Izuku and Momo were exasperated, but a summer tremor was causing the walls to cave in as lava was starting to close in on them. As fear made the two close their eyes, they suddenly felt weird and then the fresh air. They opened their eyes only to be outside. The two were looking disoriented for a bit until Midna started to bark orders. Midna would say, "What's your problem this time? I got you out of there. Now go and get that insect so we can gather another piece of the fused shadow. The insect is in that direction." Izuku glared at Midna. Midna would say, "What's wrong now?" Izuku started to snarl. Midna would say, "Don't you snarl at me. If you remember, I got you out of there unless you preferred being molten corpse. You should be thanking me." Izuku stopped snarling. Midna would say, "See, the faster you help me with what I want, the sooner I'm out of your hair. So hurry up." As the trio were headed in the general area where Midna pointed to, Momo looked concerned as she spoke up. Momo would say, "Are you okay?" Izuku would say, "At the very least she should have mentioned that she can teleport. I thought we were going to die." Momo would say, "Yeah, I guess." Izuku, frustrated, he would say, "It's like she expects us to be at her beck and call. She could at least ask." Momo shaking, she would say, "Izuku, you might want to turn around." Izuku ignoring Momo, she would say, "You think that I want to be in this situation to begin with?" Momo panicking, she would say, "Izuku, you might want to turn around." Izuku ignoring Momo again, he would say, "No, and when we were down there, I saw my light flashing." Momo snapping, she would say, "Izuku!" Izuku would say, "What? Why are you screaming?" Momo would say, "Look behind you." Izuku was confused, but as soon as he turned around, he saw a massive looking insect. Realizing it was the mother of all insects, for it being roughly around twice the size of a bug. Izuku sweating bullets, he would say, "Momo, you could have said something." Momo being a little bit sarcastic, she would say, "I did, but you were in the middle of your muttering. If we make it through this, you better fix that muttering of yours." Momo made weapons appear trying to distract the giant insect, as Izuku managed to dig his fangs into it, causing the insect to fall on the ground. Momo taking the opportunity to jump on the insect and make a grenade, giving the duo enough time to escape, to blast, and to finish off the insect. Midna used her magic on Izuku as he destroyed the insect, causing it to disperse, leaving behind a tear of light. As they gathered it, a blinding light covered them, and as they realized that they were at Eldon Spring. As the vessel with the light entered the water, twilight slowly fading. Minda, right before fading, she would say, "Now that you got what you wanted, now you better help me get what I want. Got it?" That's when Midna entered Izuku's shadow, and the light spirit emerged as its true self. Eldon would say, "As you may know, I am Eldon. Your efforts have at last restored each of us light spirits. O hero chosen by the gods, the dark power that you seek lies in the sacred grounds of the proud mountain dwellers. But already those grounds have been defiled, drenched in shadow, and seeded with evil. But before you go, you must now bear witness to something, and never forget it." Izuku would say, "I'm not sure if I'm following." Eldon would say, "You must know that it was the will of the goddesses that we kept this forbidden power locked away." Momo would say, "Why is that?" Eldon would say, "Allow me to show you." Eldon showing a vision, he would say, "When all was chaos, the three golden goddesses descended. They gave order and life to the world. They granted power equally to all who dwelt in light, and then returned to the heavens. The land where the goddesses descended came to known as the sacred realm, and in it a sacred relic left by the goddesses. For ages, people lived at ease, content in mind and body. But soon, word of the sacred realm spread throughout Hyrule, and a great battle ensued. And it ended with the relic splitting into three. Among those living in light, the interlopers, who excelled at magic, appeared wearing powerful sorcery. They tried to establish dominion over the sacred realm. It was then that the goddesses ordered us to intervene. We sealed away the great magic those individuals had mastered. You know this magic. It is a dark power you seek, the fused shadow. O hero chosen by the goddesses, beware. Those who do not know the dangers of wielding power will before long be ruled by it. Never forget that." While Mizuku fell to their knees panting, he would say, "What was that?" Eldon would say, "That was a vision from eons ago. I must go. Be careful going forward. Someone else is seeking the same dark power as you." Eldon left, leaving the duo speechless. Momo would say, "I guess that we should go back to that cave and speak to the mountain dwellers." Izuku would say, "But do you think they'll let us in?" Momo would say, "I guess we need to speak with the chief." Izuku would say, "Alright, we should get going." Momo Izuku set off to where the entrance of the cave was, venturing inside with less difficulty, realizing they weren't covered in fur, until a voice caught them off guard, which belonged to the mountain dwellers. Being one would say, "Humans! What are humans doing here?" A second person would say, "Kill the humans!" Another being would say, "Humans are to blame." The chief would say, "Enough! Humans are not involved with Volvagia's return. It is the work of evil magic. That said, why are humans on Death Mountain?" Izuku would say, "We are here to find out why Mount Fuji is erupting." Chief would say, "What is this Fuji you speak of?" One would say, "Is what this mountain is called." Chief would say, "No, it's called Death Mountain." Izuku would say, "Do you guys ever go out of the cave?" The chief would say, "No, why should we? We have a lot of food here, and nobody disturbs us. So tell me, who sent you?" One would say, Eldon? He told us about your sacred grounds being defiled by evil." The chief, shocked, he would say, "You mean to say that the light spirit Eldon sent you?" Izuku would say, "Yeah, he sent us to help." The chief would say, "No can do. The Goron mines, like she said, they are sacred grounds to our tribe. I cannot simply let outsiders enter, unless..." Izuku would say, "Unless what?" The chief would say, "I could make an exception, but you would have to beat me in a contest of strength. Are you willing to try that, humans?" Izuku would say, "Sure, what could possibly go wrong?" The chief would say, "Excellent! I am the Goron chief Darbus. What is your names, humans?" Izuku would say, "I am Mizuku Midori and she's Momi Airozu." Darbus would say, "Since you are a man, Izuku, you will face me alone, with your raw strength alone. Take off your equipment, no weapons shall be allowed. This is a contest of pure hand-to-hand." Izuku sweating bullets, he would say, "Sure, could I have a moment to prepare?" Darbus would say, when you are ready, meet me in the ring. Izuku and Momo went to the corner to go over some strategies. Izuku hissing, he would say, I don't have any strength enhancement quirks. I'm quirkless, and those Gorons seem to be made out of rock. I have no chance of winning a hand-to-hand match, even if I had martial arts training. Momo would say, well, the only chance you have is if Midna decides to help. Midna appearing between the two, she would say, why should I? Momo would say, well, we can't enter the sacred grounds without their consent, and the only way to get it is for Izuku to beat the chief in a strength contest. Midna contemplating a bit, she would say, fine. The faster I get the fused shadow, the sooner I can leave this place. Izuku met on the ring where Darbus was waiting, only to notice it was a sumo ring. As the fighters started, Izuku managed to dodge incoming attacks, and when the opportune moment came, Midna enhanced Izuku's body with her magic, and Izuku managed to throw Darbus out of the ring, shocking every Goron. Darbus, cheerful, would say, young warrior, you have a strong will and a sharp eye. Now onwards, you and I shall be sworn brothers. Izuku would say, does that mean we can venture into the mine? Darbus, cheerfully, would say, yes. Before they or anyone else had a chance to say anything, a Goron came rushing out where the mine was, carrying another Goron in arms. Darbus, worried, would say, Brother Link, what happened to Darmani? Link would say, Chief Darbus, it's worse than we expected. Volvagia was too strong, and Darmani paid the price. I'm a failure. I am not worthy of my title of strongest. Little Goron showing up, tending to Darmani, he would say, Father, wake up! Father! Darbus placing a hand on the young one's shoulder, he would say, I'm sorry, little Darunia. Your father is no longer with us. Darunia would say, I'm going to avenge my father. Darbus would say, no, you will do no such thing. You're way too young, and if our strongest couldn't defeat Volvagia, what chance do you have? Darunia pouting would say, no fair. I'm never allowed to do anything. Why am I not allowed to avenge my own father? Izuku, having felt the same feeling after losing his parents, he would say, I'll do it for you. Link would say, and who are you? Humans aren't allowed in our sacred grounds. Darbus would say, as of today, he is my sworn brother, which means he is one of us. He has bested me in battle. Link would say, even so, he's a mere human, just like Link, the hero of the Gorons. Humans can't stand the heat from deep within the mines. He will die before reaching Volvagia's den. Darbus would say, which is why I'm giving it to him. To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more. Turn on the bell notification to be updated so you never miss a video. That said, peace out.